Ladies and gentlemen, we're here with a very special guest from 9 Camp Nou, Adrian Bialkowski, Spence Siegel, and we've got a good one for you today. You've got a project that's just come out, and now we're excited because that's why we're here.
Yes, I do. I've written a book called Barcelona Football Guide, and it's a book for everybody that's coming to Barcelona for a game.
So we're going to live the Camp Nou experience today anyway. We're going to do everything that your book says to do, which is how we get to the stadium, what to do once you're outside the stadium so that you don't look like a giddy, and then actually getting in and enjoying the experience after that.
Exactly. So let's get to it.
All right, so with Adrian, aka Wojciech Szczęsny, let's go. So I have a couple of questions.
Yeah.
Whenever I'm working Barca games, I'm usually doing it at the studio. I'm not usually at the stadium. Big game today, a little Clásico, a special Clásico. So you've been living here for 10 years now, almost 11.
Yeah.
You've been a Socio of Barca for 6?
7 or 8 years. I don't remember exactly, but it's been many years.
So you saw what it was like 10 years ago. But do you get the sense that maybe some of the locals are losing their grip on the club and that sometimes it's a little bit more about the tourism, and does that affect the atmosphere?
Yeah, so this is actually a part of the reason why I wrote my book, the Barcelona Football Guide, because I used to be a tourist once, and my first time at Camp Nou, I didn't know anything. I didn't know, I knew how to sing more or less Barca anthem, because this is something that everybody should know. But that was it. I was like, I didn't know how to get around the stadium. So I wrote this book also because I want people to know what to do and how to behave, to be a proper fan and not just another stupid tourist that comes to the game. I've been a tourist once, and it was 15 years ago, and now I've been to, 150 games.
We're currently on chapter 3 of the book, which is getting to the stadium. You say your favorite way to get to the game is via the metro.
Yeah, I think it's the safest way. First of all, never ever take a taxi. Never. Not here, not in any other city. I've tried that, and every time I did that, it was a mistake. I think metro is the safest way. It's quite fast. Metro in Barcelona works well. You can get basically to Camp Nou from whatever district you're in, so it's just the easiest way. For the green line, so Las Corts, Maria Cristina, and Palau Real, and 2 more stops for the blue line, which is Badal and Coll Blanc.
For the people who don't love to take the metro, you say don't take a taxi. What other ways can they get to the stadium?
Walking. I mean, Barcelona seems to be a huge city, but it's really not. It's very compact. From where we are here right now to go to Plaza Catalunya, which is like a city center, it will take you 1 hour.
Have you ever taken a bicycle to the game?
Yes, a lot.
Because I've got that image in my head of Olmo and Pedri and Eric. Was it after winning the league?
The last championship,
The Barcelona Bising, which is the subscription bike service around here?
It's over here. But the thing is, if you don't live here, you cannot take it. It's just for locals.
I just have this image of Pedri on one of these, and all I could think was, please don't hurt yourself.
Sometimes the brakes don't work. This one doesn't work. I mean, it's not even a joke, look, it doesn't work.
All right, so now we have to pick out a bar that doesn't make us look like a giddy. For those who need the definition of giddy, it's basically these 2 faces right here.
Yeah.
Dani, encantado, ¿eh? ¿Qué dirías a la gente que viene aquí, los turistas, cómo deben adaptarse a esta vida del Camp Nou, del estilo de Barça?
En aquests bars on es viu l'ambient del futbol, pues entrar al camp i animar el Barça. O sigui, animar el Barça com un català més, encara que siguin de fora. Hace 40 años venías al Camp Nou y todo el mundo silbaba por todo, no animaban a su equipo. Y ahora la gente joven nos ha cambiado. La gente joven animando. Ahora siempre anima. aunque lo hagan mal, animan y están con el equipo. Antes no pasaba esto. Esta mentalidad la cambió Johan Cruyff. Estic al Chelsea. Yo, igual que muchos culers, Cruyff es Dios y Guardiola es Jesucristo.
Aguirre has to sing the anthem, the Barcelona anthem.
Okay.
Tot al camp i el dia del partit. El dia del partit també.
What does a Giri do where you just like, Giris?
Just kind of clap at everything, even though it's not even your team.
That's a good one.
That is a good...
Don't clap at everything.
Don't clap at everything, especially if you come from Madrid.
That's probably a good time to say that you should like this video and subscribe to 9 Camp Nou and Spence Siegel. We would both appreciate it.
Exactly. Do it now. Don't wait.
Just so that I can hear you speak, we'll do it out here. Cheers.
Cheers.
This is a great spot, pregame, by the way.
Yeah.
I don't know if you want to reveal this secret or not.
So this is the place people come before the game. So all the fans are slowly gathering because we are still very early. So normally half an hour before the game, it's completely packed. It's way better to come here, in my opinion, than to go to the stadium, sit inside in an empty stadium where nothing happens. It's just that there's not much to do. You can buy a cheese sandwich.
Listen, I come from a country where everything is done over the top and extra. You can't argue with the atmosphere, but the food in the stadiums in Europe is bad. And like that's why they let you take food in.
So that's why people always buy their sandwiches, their bocatas before the game, put it in their small backpacks.
That's fine, as long as at least they let you do that. This city gets 16 million tourists every year. When the renovations are complete on this stadium, in theory, it should draw, just for the games, forget the museum, about 2 million fans per year.
It's a huge number for a small city. Barcelona's population is around 2 million, right?
All right, take me to chapter 2 for a second because I have to see something I saw and it blew my mind. You said one of the most important things for somebody to do before they come to a game is check the date of the match. Why?
Because on the website, Barca, especially if you look at the games that's gonna happen in 2-3 months, all of the games are scheduled for Sundays for some reason.
Yeah.
And it's not really true. It can be Saturday or Sunday. Sometimes it can be even Friday or Monday, but it doesn't happen a lot. I know people who bought their tickets because they thought the match is gonna be on Sunday, and then were like calling me like they moved the game for Saturday, and it's not true because they didn't move the game. The worst case scenario that you can ever have is to come to Barcelona for a game, and then because of this one stupid mistake, you can miss it all.
Because every game in La Liga, at least, they only schedule them 2 or 3 weeks ahead of time, at the most, which makes traveling for games almost impossible, even within Spain.
If you come in for a Champions League game, this is not the case. Once the Champions League game is set, it's set.
One thing I wanted to ask you about, because when people come to these games, they have different ways that they can obtain tickets. Through the club, of course, is probably the safest way. But there's also all these other kinds of secondary ticket markets or scalpers on the street that you might say, don't do that because there's a big risk there.
Don't do that because there's a big risk there.
But the number one biggest request since I moved here, when people say, I want tickets to a game, they're like, yeah, I'm coming in May and El Clasico is in May, and I was hoping maybe you could help me with that. How?
Yeah, I get that.
How?
I get that a lot. Believe me, I explain it in my guide. Long story short, you either have to be patient and really watch the website, and once the tickets drop, you have to be quick, or you can become a socio.
I think we should go into the stadium soon.
Yeah.
Thank you for helping out.
My pleasure. Thank you very much, Spence.
I'm gonna go in. We're sitting in separate spots today, so I'm on my own now for the rest of this. Let's get on in there. Todo camp. El año que viene, next year, we're doing this. Es un clan. Som la gent blaugrana, tant se val d'on venim, Chicago. Si del sud o del nord, ara estem d'acord, una bandera ens agermana. The game itself was fun and, unlike many Barca games, devoid of drama. It was a celebration. Femini squad had already won the first leg 6-2 in Madrid, and so this was just a coronation of getting to the semi-final, which they did. A 6-0 win, and it was Alexia's 500th game as a member of the Blaugrana. Everybody was celebrating throughout this game. And something to point out as well, the Femini games have a different type of culture and excitement to it because there is a lot more local flavor. It's not all tourists at this venue. They all come to support a team who are undoubtedly the best team in the world. Super fun treat right at the end. We got lucky. Irati Vidal just called the game. You call this game as a neutral, but you've been coming here your whole life as a fan.
I think they just need to like football and enjoy football the way Barca plays. I think it's a different way and it's special here. It is true that sometimes people says like there's too many tourists in Spotify Camp Nou and the atmosphere gets different. But I think with Gran Animación, which is back and it was back today, you just have to follow and then enjoy because they play amazing football.
Listen, this place might be under construction right now. The atmosphere, the experience, everything is still almost what it used to be. And when all of that gets finished, which your guess is as good as mine, we could be talking a couple more years, honestly. Still, it doesn't matter. You can fit 60,000 all down here and it's just fine. This is an experience worth coming to, but we mentioned it before. With respect, like a tourist who knows what they're doing, in the end, you're gonna have a good time. Go check out Adrian Bialkowski's 9 Camp Nou account that's got the ebook, and you'll get the proper advice for these games like this to get this sort of experience. If you have any other questions about the experience, or you want to know something that we didn't touch on, or maybe you're curious about what's in the book, let us know in the comments and we'll give you the answers. Give us a like and a follow, maybe subscribe if you feel like it. We'd be very appreciative.